Innovative content. Global audience.
And our viewers, it's another beautiful Saturday here in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. We're reaching you live from our SRA TV studio in Abuja here. Now, this is Romance and Relationship. You're welcome to the show. My name is Princess KESSY, and I have with me on the show this morning.
IKYAATOR. Good morning, Princess.
Good morning, Shima. How was your night? How's your weekend going?
My night was fine. Yours was good too.
Yes, cool, but there was no lights.
That's our country, Nigeria.
My phone went off. I waited. I didn't see light. I had to go to bed like that. Yes, viewers, you're welcome to the show. It's Romance and Relationship. Now, having identified the role of communication in every developed nation, this program, Romance and Relationship, is created to contribute to the strengthening of our system, closing gaps by championing discussion, of course, conversation that will help blow your mind and, of course, help and change the mindset, the views of the viewers. And, of course, the program also will help to strengthen our relationships.
This program will uncover a series of activities through the many discussions that will be carried out in this space.
Discussions are also targeted on, of course, diverse areas following the day-by-day happening around our society, challenge the ease in our society, and, of course, the mindset of people when it comes to help shape their mindset when it comes to romance and relationship.
And the discussion will be educative, entertaining, informative, and sometimes controversial, as there will be diverse and divergent opinions. Expert views will be sorted when tackling some real-life issues, and guests will be featured on the show as well.
And of course, when we hear today's topic is relationship goals, it's a phrase we hear on a daily basis. Now, but to you viewers, what is relationship goals? We hear that a lot these days, especially on social media. But what relationship goals should be, is something we should be striving for as a people. And on this show today, we'll give you some tips on what is relationship goals and how to keep that relationship going. It's I feel like it's not much about it's much more than the lavish lifestyle, the flamboyant, the social media, what you want people to see, or cute matching outfits. There are many aspects of relationship that can always be improved, which will help you to set relationship goals for a healthy and happy relationship, and of course happy partnership.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think it's the depth of what you want, the emotions, and what you want your relationship to be, what you intend to achieve, and how you go about achieving it. That's what relationship goals entail.
Yes, so when we talk about relationship goal, if you ask me, I would say it's defining your relationship.
Yes.
Yes, you have to define your relationship, and at that point, that is where you set the goals.
Yes.
Even though the future is not foretold, sometimes uncertainties are here and there, but I feel like when you start your relationship, you should be able to identify, you should be able to define how you want that relationship to go.
Okay, sorry. I think it has to do with smaller goals to get to bigger goals. Because
that is it.
Build it slowly before you get to where you want.
Of course, a drop, of course, makes an ocean. So sometimes you have to, you're just starting, and when you start, you should be able to little steps. And how do you take these steps? This is where the goals comes in, because nothing good comes easy. There will be crises, there will be issues. Of course, in relationship, people fall apart and they fall back together. They fight, they struggle, and at the end of the day, sometimes you hear very beautiful stories. At the end of the day, now what is relationship goal? Now, relationship goal, when we talk about relationship, is defining your relationship, how you want your relationship to be. And at that point, some of the tips you want to follow when it comes to relationship goal, it's the things you should do at the onset of that relationship. Is sometimes that is where communication comes in, friendship comes in. That is where forgiveness comes in as well.
Now, like you said, communication I think it's key. It's very key when it comes to relationship, because there are slight understandings and misunderstandings that will come between the two of you. Now you have to understand each other and be able to express and communicate with each other in the course of having a relationship. Because once there's no communication, then there is a bridge, there's a lacuna, and before you know, people go their separate ways, and you start all over it.
Or the bridge will not bring in people in between the students.
And it's the relationship goes up. And let me add, you must have understand each other. You have to understand the language. It's what they call love language.
That is where learning comes in.
Yes. You understand your partner, what's his or her love language, and I think there are 5 love languages, but I think we'll get to that in the course of the program.
Yes, that is where when we talk about the goals, some of the things you should take cognizance of at the beginning of that relationship or when you are setting your goals. We said earlier that you need to define your relationship. Now, this is the process of setting your goals in a relationship. Define that relationship at the very beginning of that relationship. And then that is where you have communication. You have to communicate. Of course, you cannot define a relationship without the other party being involved. Yeah. So sometimes you need to tell them, this is my like, my dislike, this is how I want us to live. And that is where communication comes in. We already say in every good and healthy relationship, there must be communication.
Yes. Now, the communication brings about understanding and brings about tolerance. And you definitely fight when you're in a relationship. You have issues. But then when you fight each other,
nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect. Now, you are fighting the issues and not each other.
Not the person.
Now, when you're conscious of the fact that you are fighting the issues in the relationship and not each other, you know that there's a base for forgiveness set already. So when you are done with the issues, you come back to yourselves.
Yes, and then we talked about learning as well. When you're setting that goals, you know, in every goal there must be room for learning. Now, nobody knows it all. You can't say, oh, I am not teachable. Everybody is teachable at one point in time. So you might want to put that into consideration. You learn every day. And of course, you tend to forgive as well. When we talk about relationship goals, forgiveness is paramount, is key when we talk about relationship goal. You know, people that are not easily, cannot forgive easily, sometimes it tends to bring commotion, issues in relationship.
You said something about forgiveness. You said they have to learn to forgive in a relationship. And that's where another virtue of relationship goals comes in: trust. Because when you hurt someone and you forgive the person, you are like placing a little dent on the person's mind or his perception about you. Mm-hmm. So that's where forgiveness and trust comes in. You have to be honest. You have to be open-minded in the course of having a relationship. It's a goal. Once you are honest, the person learns to trust you, and issues that might require forgiveness.
And that is why I say you have to learn to forgive. Because I know if you just say forgive, people, sometimes forgiveness could be difficult.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Even me, I'm a case study. Like sometimes forgiveness is usually difficult, especially when the person really hurts your emotions, your feelings. So it's difficult sometimes to forgive. But on the other hand, sometimes you want to, like I said, nobody's perfect. Sometimes you just give people benefits of the doubt, even though we know that dent has been there. But sometimes you can also help to improve on that person's life. That is where forgiveness comes in. And then we'll talk about friendship. Now, I don't think two people can actually work together without being friends.
Now, people think in the olden days, our parents had this issue where they just bring a woman and give her to a man, and they get married and they just move on, even without understanding themselves. But in modern times, the world has gone modern. Before you know somebody, you have to understand the person, know your likes, your dislikes. That's where the relationship starts to build. And again, you have to spend time together. That's a very major goal. Spend time together, go out, recreational activities, understand yourself.
Now, I used to tell people anytime I'm in a relationship, or if I'm in a relationship with you, and now when I see that those things you used to do, the things you think you did, actually you do, like men will usually think, oh, I'm trying to woo this lady. They take you on a date, they take you on vacations, they do a lot of things to entice you. And then at the end of the day, when you are in that relationship, they tend to relax. They feel like I have it all. She's here with me, he's here with me, so I don't need to put in this effort. But I beg to disagree on that, Shima. I think people should learn once in a while. I know it is not going to be as beautiful as the beginning, because that time you needed the person you wanted, so you just want to do everything to get the person. And then at the end of the day, you take their presence for granted. Now, I think people should learn to still cultivate those same habits. How did you get this person? What did you do?
I think I agree with you, because it's like when you are going after something, you put in all your efforts to get there, And when you are done, you feel like you've acquired this precious treasure. So you just carry the treasure and keep it in your collection. But it's not supposed to be like that. It's a conscious effort to keep the relationship going. Now, when you find yourself in a relationship, the same things you did when you first wooed the girl or when you first tried to get to her, you are supposed to continually do them in the course of the relationship. Like
even if not every day, but once in a while, just keeps the flame. I love that.
It should be.
Yeah, so you should learn to do these things you did the first time, not just giving up. I already have the person, and of course, let me talk to the ladies, Nana. A lot of women are fond of doing this. You're in a relationship. You know that, okay, the guy is in love with me, he's not going anywhere, and the next thing, you don't want to look good, you don't want to look sexy. These are some of the issues we have in relationship. Now, I think that as a lady, you need to still look good. Sometimes when even the married people, sometimes when your husband is away and you know he's around the car or he's just knocking, he's close to the house, look very sexy. Sometimes you just do this thing and you blow your minds away. Oh, wow, look at my wife, look at my woman. So these are some of the things the ladies should do. You have to keep your hair. Your hair should be well kept, neat, lovely hairstyles. Change colors sometimes. Wear sexy stuff sometimes. Outfits in the house. Now, sometimes just keep up the way.
I agree with you, Cassie. This thing you're saying is very sensitive because men. There's a saying that men are moved by what they see. Men are moved by what they hear. So there's nothing wrong with being sexy for your man.
Yes.
If your man and you're in the house together, he loves what he sees. Before he goes out and he appreciates other women.
Yes.
He comes back and he sees you with a rapper.
That is the one that pisses me off. No. When you see young girls, women tying wrappers, they're in the house, they feel like I'm in the comfort of my home. Now, a lot of people also, like I had a friend that was complaining. So he is a lawyer. So he called me that, Princess, I need you to talk to my wife. This is what I don't like. When I come home from work every day, I think she's a full housewife because she has a little children. So now the woman just like, she's there with her normal hair and then wrapper, she's just in the parlor sitting unkept, and then the husband also, it's not maybe he was scared of talking to the lady. Now I told the man that this is your wife.
Yes.
Before you bring me in, you have to try to an extent talk to your wife. Now, if there is no progress, I'll see reasons to go in. And of course, he did, and the woman did not budge. I had to call her. I entered their house. We had to plan it, or I just came in like I said, no, the man didn't tell me. I called her that this is not right. But you have one of the cutest guy in this whole of Abuja. He's tall, he's cute, and it's a lawyer, he's a rich guy. And I said, don't leave this guy for praise. Abuja, best spirit girls.
And
it's
you said something that the guy is fine and is available to others, but he's trying to make the effort not to make it work. Yes, helping the wife. Help me to help myself.
Yes,
so I don't get
distracted and all that, or strayed away somewhere along the line. And that is what I did. I had to talk to her. I actually took her out. I took her to my stylist, and I brought her to my stylist. I had to I told the husband, you need to change some of her wardrobes and all that. So I took her shopping, and before you know, she's hot. She sits at home with her bum shirt, a singlet, fine hair. She's at home, but she will do long hair and pack it, wear makeup. And when the man comes, wow, that is my wife. Now, these are some of the things ladies should take. Yes.
Ended up saving the day.
I do that a lot for women. I don't know, but I love doing that. When I see you and I know that, oh, babes, this is not even nice. Don't do this. For instance, I know my man is around, or I'm going to see my man. You don't expect me to look somehow. No, like what you say, they see a lot of women every day. And don't forget, no matter how ugly a man is or how broke the man is, there are ladies that are just there waiting for this man to just say hi.
Now, they see the number of ladies in the world in side by side with the men is like outrageous. But then again, talking about relationship goals, I was saying something earlier about love language. The couples, or the boy and girl, or the man and woman, they have to understand their love language. It's very, very important. Or you might be doing something and you think you are putting in all the best effort, but because it's not your lady's love language, you will not appreciate what you are doing. We have quality time. There are women who love quality time. There are women who love spending time with each other, and the men also love quality time. So if it's his love language, you take that. If it's words of affirmation, she loves to be reassured that, okay, I'm your man.
I'm your man. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here.
You are buying her gifts. I'm not saying anything. There's a disconnect. There are receiving gifts. There are those who just love gifts. You could speak 1,000 words and they will.
No, there was a time, you know, when I newly entered school then as a jam bite in school when I went into university. You know, there was a guy that usually comes all the time to give me gifts, a lot of gifts. All the time he comes to give me, shower me with a lot of expensive gifts. And then he wouldn't say anything. I'm like, these things are too much. Oh, please don't be bad. I don't want to be wasting. Like, you're like my sister now. We are from the same place. Don't worry. And so I thought, and gift also, I don't think that is one of my love language. You can't entice me with gift. I feel like.
So now this.
Yes.
Just like you are saying, gifts is not a love language. But someone else could take acts of service.
Yes.
Like, I need you to do this for me. Do this for me. The more you do, the person like endeared to you because you were there.
I think the affirmation we talked about. Maybe just that. Yes. Yes.
Ladies love to hear. Just like you said, men love to hear words of affirmation. You tell a lady that, I love you. And she'll be like, it melts and all that. And the last one is physical touch. So we have quality time, words of affirmation, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. So these 5 love languages are something that you should understand in a relationship. There should be goals that should be set. You understand your person and you understand your woman or your man and you know what he or she likes. And that way, when you go about doing it, the relationship goals are kept afloat to reach wherever you want to attain, whether it's marriage or as the case may be.
And then another one we have here as well is to practice and enjoy our own lives without being jealous. Your partner should support you and allow you to do things on your own without that guilt trapping or jealousy, yes, and all that. You know, sometimes, so when people set goals in relationship, these are some of the things they don't put in mind. You know, we live in a world, a society where it's perceived to be a man's world. And then when, at the end of the day, the lady tends to be earning more than the man, or the lady is having much more than the man, it becomes the issue of, this one will be rude, she's rude to me because you're having more than me. So men, like in this society, you men, you just want the lady to be a little bit below you, and then it's okay. And then when we now give room to know that, you know, sometimes we're the times are changing, things are happening, and then sometimes it's okay also for a woman to live her life to tend to go to some heights in life without being one to drag down or be like. I met a guy let's say this year, January this year in my state, and he told me, he's very close, we're very close, and he told me that, oh God, he would do anything to marry me, but he just scared.
Oh.
He said, and I'm like, why are you scared? I'm no Abuja man, I cannot compete with that. And I said, don't worry, this is based in Asaba. And I had to play that away. One day we were talking on the phone, and he said something like, I'm just so scared of women that are okay, what to do. I feel like they won't respect me when I get married to them and all that. And we played over it. But now he's now becoming serious. He wants to talk to me. He wants us to go into a relationship. And just because of that, he said way back, that was a total turn off.
From a man's perspective, I think it's normal for a man to want to be the provider naturally, to be at the top. But the fact that you are not the provider or you have not gotten to the top doesn't mean you can't fall in love. It doesn't mean you can't have a relationship. It doesn't mean you can't like somebody.
Or maybe you should tend to look for people below you, then we have a better society to live in. Is that okay?
That won't be fair. And then
that is fair if you ask me.
And then again, there's this thing about a relationship. Now, you want somebody, you have to work hard. Because relationships don't just occur based on emotions. There are certain things that come in. You have to be a goal-getter. There's something the man is looking for in a woman. There's something the woman is looking for in a man. So you can't just say a woman has worked hard and achieved. You also work hard. And then again, you cannot downplay a woman.
That is the society we live in.
Meets you. She has her goals, her career, what she wants to be.
And that hard. Yes, and that brings us to this same point here, that you both have the right to enjoy your lives separately, even though you are a couple, like your jobs, like your hobbies.
Yes.
Having an individual identity and developing yourself as humans with that each other's support sometimes.
Yes.
Now, when we talk about your job, for instance, I have a passion in journalism, and you are maybe a doctor, a lawyer somewhere, and then you're trying to like downplay me or something and all that, this is your job. And we maybe live in a society where the women are supposed to be housewives, according to a lot of men here.
typical
that
society.
Yes, but we also, like I said, times are changing, things are difficult. So I think every hand at a time we need to be on deck. And don't forget also we have our different likes and dislikes. We have even food sometimes I've seen couples that they don't eat, this one likes pepper, this one don't like much pepper, so another, but they find a way to come in somewhere. Yes,
Relationship have to do with people coming with different personalities to fuse as one. Now, when I bring a personality that is different from yours, there's supposed to be communication and sacrifice. We didn't mention sacrifice. Sacrifice is very important.
Very important.
Because you have your goals, I have my goals, I have my likes, I have my dislikes. But we are coming together to make a relationship work. So it means the things I like and you don't like, I have to find a way to understand with you and accept them. Or those that are so deep that I cannot take, then I'll be like, okay, sorry, because you're like this, I cannot accept this, and the relationship might not work. But if there are goals that can be, slowed down and fused together to make the relationship work, why not? This has to be this communication.
And then another relationship goal here is to have the ability to understand that there should be a makeup after a fight.
Yes, as soon as possible, because the longer you stay apart, the more opportunities
the more it will be easy for you to fall apart from each other.
Someone once said, you never go to bed with issues on your mind. They say, like, if you have a couple, you have a relationship and you have a fight, just try as much as you can to reconcile yourself before you go to bed, because you never can tell. I've had instances where someone had issues with someone and slept, and the next day, first in the morning, you heard that this person is dead. Now you know you love the person, you know you will forgive. So why prolong it? Just express yourself and go.
Yes, and it says here that being able to recover well from fights allows you to repair your connection with your partner. You will be able to understand that you get off track and share the common goal of getting back on the right track. The solution is a healthy dialogue and creating understanding for both partners in order to make up and to take corrections as well. And sometimes when you know that, oh, I am the one at fault, it shouldn't be hard for you to say I am sorry. That's a word that a lot of people, it's so difficult. It's so simple yet so difficult for a lot of people to say.
About sorry. Now, you hardly see a man say sorry. I'm coming from a man's perspective.
But this is, like I said before, it's a man's world. This is Africa, and they always feel like the women are always guilty. They should be the one to say sorry and all that.
Now, I've had scenarios where you see a man could go out and misbehave as much as he wants, comes home and doesn't say sorry. A woman goes out and just a slight misbehavior, and she's all over him saying sorry. But that's, by the way, a man has a way of saying sorry too. So you have to.
They will say, they will come and buy you things, they will come and be doing what somehow.
The male ego kind of keeps them from saying sorry. So we now try to express it in another way. They might all be all nice, put you hot water, take your bath. You need what's wrong. They just give you gifts to say sorry, but they should open their mouth and say, I did this, honey, I'm sorry.
But I feel like in this part of the world, they feel like they are both saying that word. But a good thing is that they tend to still make up one way or the other.
But you don't understand their language. Like, okay, you have not even said sorry, but it's getting you gifts.
Yes, I have a friend like that. He hardly says sorry, but he can order things for you. The next thing they call you, this is an order from this person, but he doesn't want to say sorry. And I told him that, why is it that it's difficult for you to say sorry? Like, I already said sorry to you. You should understand. So I know what you're trying to say. And then we have another one here that says that to improve on your sex life when it comes to your sex life. There's always a room for improvement, whether that means finally trying something you have always wanted to or being comfortable giving and taking when it comes to sex. Now, when we talk about relationship, we can't talk about relationship without sex.
That's true.
This is a major part of relationship.
And it's something a lot of people in relationships shy away from.
Yes,
they don't want to talk about it.
Yes.
They just go into relationships and find themselves at that point where they have sex and they all go away. But it's something that is very sensitive. You have to talk about it. Express yourself. Tell your lady or tell your man what is his preference, what excites her the more.
And especially the ladies, we live in a world where they feel like, as a lady, when you start talking about sex, they feel like you're a loose woman, you love sex, something bad, or you've been,
thing.
Yes, a natural thing. So I think, viewers, I think that this is something you want to take cognizance of in your relationship. You should be able to talk to your partner when it comes to sex.
Yes.
These are some of the things that will keep your relationship healthy, and these are some of the tips when it comes to relationship goal. You should be able to know the likes and the dislikes when it comes to sex,
Love language.
the love language when you're in bed, and the things he should do or she should do or she should not do to make you happy and to keep that relationship healthy. And you know a lot, so we live in a society where women, they want sex but they can't say it.
Exactly. That's still another point.
Yes.
They give you signs. A woman cannot come out to you and like, okay, if I feel this way, I would like to have you and all that. But she gives you signals from the morning to the evening. She's giving you signals, and you.
Or sometimes attitude.
Attitude. And then again, there's still something. Some women would not want you to just badge up on them and want sex. They want you to start in the morning, give them the signs, get them gifts, talk them softly, pick them from work.
So they prepare
the morning, you prepare the mood to get to that point. But when you just come home and all that, it's like, after yesterday you did this to me and now you're just coming. So they want you to like prepare the way from the morning or the day before and get her in the mood first.
People do that?
Yes, they do. They do. I think I've come across issues where people said, okay, you just come up to me just like that. No, you prepare. It's a stage. It's a very sensitive topic that maybe we could have on the show on another day, but it's
so but there are times also that you just want to have your woman or your wife or your lady or your man, you just come, the heat just comes and you do that. Why prepare a long day for just to have sex?
Is not so conscious. It's a subconscious, like you are writing a book, but it's subconscious. Some persons do, not everybody. And
then we have another tips here that says to grow and build together. Relationship shouldn't remain stagnant.
That's true. That's true. When you're in a relationship, the both of you have goals. You have long-term goals. You have short-term
goals. That is true.
When you start to communicate the goals, you achieve them together more. Now, if I say, okay, I want to be, you're in the communication sector. Let's say I'm a politician. I want to be in the next 2 years. You want to be there. How do we merge it together? And it keeps our relationship afloat. Because if I choose to do what I want to do without talking to you or sharing with you, then it means we are not planning together. And I'm cool. I'll say, okay, I want our relationship to attain this height by next year. I want us to do this. Now, the use of phrases get to change from I. Like, can we, should we, I think we should do this and all that. That's what keeps two together. Now, when you are so single, you are single, so you do everything by yourself. You have your plans, you have your goals.
And then you know also that you have no one to like relate or talk to or to like. Sometimes we the ladies, sometimes when we're in a relationship, we tend, I do that a lot. If I'm in a relationship and I'm in love with you, sometimes I just babe, do you see? Come and see this useless man that's driving anyhow. Everything, even things that are not sensible and meaningful. Sometimes you just want I just call him. Sometimes I start sending voice note. Imagine this person did this to me and all that, and it's okay, babes, let's calm down. It's nothing serious. So we ladies, we tend to do that when we're in a relation. I speak for myself and maybe a few of us. Yes, because I when I'm in a relationship, I tend to give it all. Now I don't go into a relationship just for going sake. When I go into a relationship, I tend to put in my best. Otherwise, in every area of that relationship, I put in my best. Now, whatever happens at the end of the day will just happen. But me as a person, I tend to put in my best.
What you just said is, you're talking about just you, but I think it's something that should be generalized to every lady. Now, when you go into a relationship, you are going to a relationship to put in your best. Now,
but can men be trusted?
That's still another angle. Men want what they want when they want it at that point.
And that brings us to the saying that says that ladies these days, especially when we talk about Instagram and Twitter children, they will tell you don't put all your eggs in one basket. But I'm not saying that is actually not right. It's a wrong thing to do. Now, when you love people, love them freely and sincerely with everything you have, hope for the best.
At the signals.
Those are the red flags, and maybe that is going to be our next topic for the show. On the show,
in a relationship, and you are observing your man, and it's not working. There's nothing wrong with starting again. Most times we feel like I was heartbroken, I was let down, so I would not love again.
Actually, last week our topic was taking a break. At what point should people go on breaks? Sometimes too, these breaks are healthy for you to have this your relationship and know whether or not you're coming back stronger or just walking away. And then we'll have another tips here that says to feel valued and respected, vice versa.
In our world,
is key.
I always tell people there's this part of the Bible that says, "Woman, love your husbands." Sorry, men, love your wives. Wives, respect. I always analyze and be like, why did the Bible not say, wives, love your husbands? Husbands, love your wives.
God is always right. There is no man that will love you that will devalue you or not respect you. Yes. Men, when people love, you love I don't want to use that word here. Yes, you said it yourself. Yes. So that is the way they love. And then they tend to carry that woman like an egg. They cherish you. They do everything to make sure that you are unhurt. And so when you begin to see a lot of these red signs of red flags and yellow flags, you just know that this person can't be trusted.
I think I get what you're saying. For the women out there, there's this sensitive thing I should love all women to know. Men love respect. Now, I'm not saying you should worship. If you respect a man, you melt him. I don't know, there's something about that thing. That's why I say, even the Bible says, men, love your wives. Women, respect your husbands. When you start to outrightly disrespect or show some signs of disrespect to a man in the open, he feels you are pressing on his ego. That manly thing in him starts to rise, and he sees you as a wayward or disrespectful person, not knowing that, okay, you don't understand the fact that respect is key in a man's world. You could be all loving, but without respect, somehow he sees you as someone who...
And also, men naturally, that egoistic thing in them. Who say that this is a man's world, this is Africa, so we should be able to respect the men here. Regardless, women too deserve respect from the men. And at the end of the day, men will always cherish that woman. You could see that they have a very beautiful woman, a rich woman, a housewife with so many children from there, and that respect is lacking, just that respect. And the men will still find their way out to just a lady out there that is nobody, provided that respect is being given to them.
Just like you said, it's becoming an issue for men to respect their wives or their husbands, their girlfriends or their relationship partners and all that, because our world is becoming such that they look down on the woman. Now, when you have a relationship with a woman, you have to cherish her. You have to show her outrightly, not even just respect at home, in the public, generally. There's certain things you do that connote disrespect to your wife or to your spouse or to your relationship partner, even without saying a word. You go out, you flirt around, you move with girls that are not even up to the kind of love your wife is showing you, and she gets to hear about it, she gets to know about it, and you are unapologetic. So it's disrespect. Now, how do you treat your wife? You give her orders and commands, or you could appeal. You are in the public with your girl or your wife, and please, could you please do this for me? Could you do this? You go and do this. It's disrespectful. So disrespect has different shades. You could disrespect with your actions, you could disrespect with your words. So, but by and large, I think men should find a way to always respect your wives.
Yes, the few here said, of course, falling in love, feeling in love. When you love somebody, you tend to respect these people. Yes. You should aim to make your partner feel the same way by expressing regular gratitude and pointing out specific things that you have valued about your partner. Now, sometimes when you tell your wife, this soup is so sweet, you did well, I really enjoyed it. They just you make them feel good, you make them feel value. And sometimes your wife will makes food for you. That food is very sweet and all that, delicious, and you don't even tend to compliment her and all that. Sometimes too, your wife looks very beautiful, you don't tend to compliment her, and you wait for somebody outside to come and start saying, "Madam, you look so beautiful."
I agree with you. Value, make them feel valued. Now, I used to say, I tell a friend that women go through a lot. With due respect to the men, but women go through a lot.
That is right. I agree with you.
So you have to value her. You might not know what she's doing because you go to work and you're doing the brain work. She's there. She's going through all. She goes to work. She comes up, prepare the home, and does a lot of things. So you have to make
and
her
still take care of you, the man,
the grown baby. You have to still value these things. You have to say thank you. You could wake up on a very good day and look at your woman and say, babe, I appreciate everything you do for me. It might seem like I don't, but I value you a lot. And those words will go a long way. Make her even women put in a lot more. Yes. I beg to.
But that is not fact. It is the truth.
When it comes to relationships. So imagine just propelling them a little with those words of value, like giving them the assurance that you appreciate what they do for you and they are valued and they mean a lot to you. It will go a long way to push your relationship,
Anyways, viewers, don't go anywhere. This is Romance and Relationship, and today's topic is relationship goals. What goals are you setting for yourself or in that relationship? We'll come back after this break and we'll continue with our discussions. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, present the maiden edition of the Nigerian Week in the capital of the world, London. A wonderful blend of entertainment, business, and networking, displaying a wide range of art, national cash crops, financial product and services, and real estate for huge extra opportunity in diaspora. Look no further. The 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Trade and Investment, the Nigerian Film Corporation, and host of others will be in attendance. Date 15th to 21st of May 2023. Venue Lighthouse, Camberwell, Southeast London. For details, log on www.superradiotelevision.com/Nigerian Week or call +447 549 513 619 or +234 814 358 2856. The Nigerian
Ladies, are you ready to shine? Here's a golden opportunity for you to show the world the queen in you, as the second edition of Face of SRTV Ladies Edition is about to begin. What are you waiting for? Register online with just 500 naira and stand a chance of winning a cash prize of 100,000 naira and the deal of becoming our ambassador. There will also be consolation prizes for second and third place winners. To register, kindly pay the registration fee and send your name, age, picture, and state of origin to this number 0906 895 2170. For more inquiries, please call 0907 400 7816. Powered by SRT.
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, present the maiden edition of the Nigerian Week in the capital of the world, London. A wonderful blend of entertainment, business, and networking, displaying a wide range of art, national cash crops, financial product and services, and real estate for huge extra opportunity in diaspora. Look no further. The 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Trade and Investment, the Nigerian Film Corporation, and host of others will be in attendance. Date 15th to 21st of May 2023. Venue Lighthouse, Camberwell, Southeast London. For details, log on www.superradiotelevision.com/Nigerian Week or call +447 549 513 619 or +234 814 358 2856. The Nigerian Week celebrated.
Ladies, are you ready to shine? Here's a golden opportunity for you to show the world the queen in you, as the second edition of Face of SRTV Ladies Edition is about to begin. What are you waiting for? Register online with just 500 naira and stand a chance of winning a cash prize of 100,000 naira and the deal of becoming our ambassador. There will also be consolation prizes for second and third place winners. To register, kindly pay the registration fee.
Back from that quick break, this is Romance and Relationship, and today's topic is relationship goals. What goals are you setting in that relationship? That is the question of the day. Here are some of the tips. We'll be giving you some of the tips what to do and how to set that goal in that relationship. And Shima, I'm going to take this one now that says to practice calm communication in relationship. Now there's something about communication and there's another thing about calm, the word calm. Let's take cognizance of that word. Now some people communicate, but they don't know how to communicate. Yeah. Sometimes they say words cannot be taken back after once they're out. So you learn how to communicate calmly when you're in that relationship. especially the way you talk to your partner.
I think someone once said, with respect to the women, that the woman gets into an argument for the for the irritation that it brings, while a man gets into an argument for the need to make sense. But I don't know, I just put that aside. But talking about open communication, I think when you communicate or when there are issues in a relationship, you should try to see the issues and put the anger aside, because you could actually communicate with anger, and
then at the end of
more problem. Now, if a lady does something wrong or a man does something wrong, you could point out the issues like, honey, even in the disagreement, you are still being nice. So she knows that, okay, you are not angry at me, but you are trying to point out the issue. So I'll be like, okay, sweetheart, but you did this. That is why I'm saying we should not do this. That's calm communication. There is still love in the correction
and understanding as well.
But if you say, how could we do this? That's anger. You cannot pass a message like that. So there should be calm communication. I understand that we are humans, and that the anger comes naturally sometimes when someone does something wrong to you, but our ability to control the anger,
that yelling part of it, shouting and all that,
and children don't go into relationship, it has to be adults. So if you get to 18 and 19 and 20 and you're grown up.
And another thing, so when we talk about to practice calm communication in relationship, is when sometimes when children, they tend to grow up in that kind of environment. They become problem to themselves and the society.
Yes.
When parents tend to be quarreling, yelling at each other at every little thing and all that, so it becomes a problem also to the younger ones. So if you want to, if you're talking about relationship goals, you can talk about relationship goals without practicing calm with communication.
What you just said, it's something that the viewers should know, that people grew up in homes where there was no love. Some people grew up in homes where they were always fighting, and there's the notion they have about what a relationship is as a child growing up affects what they take into relationships. So sometimes someone finds himself in a relationship and he's all angry and mad at the woman and subjects her to all kind of rubbish. Now the woman has to go back to say, okay, how did this person grow up? But at that point, there's nothing he or she can do. But you have to take into cognizance the fact that what the child learns when he or she's growing up becomes part and part of the child when he's growing. It affects the relationship with others.
And that is why the Bible says, train up a child in the way they should grow, so that when they are old, they won't depart from it. And then I have a friend also, this my friend, the marriage is just barely 2 years, and they're already on the divorce process. So when I traveled home, I had to sit him down. I actually thought I could help. Yes, I could talk him out of that whole divorce idea. And then he said that no, princess, at this point, a lot of water already gone under the bridge, and what really happened. And this is I feel like this is, he told me that, princess, you've been my friend for years. Now you knew how I grew up, the environment, the house at which I grew up in. There was no love, there was no peace. And then I got married with the mindset of, okay, my home is going to be peaceful. I want a peaceful home. And then he saw something, apparently, sometimes I tell people there should be room for cutting. Maybe that's another topic we'll take. Cutting in relationship, how necessary, how important that is. And at the end of the day, if you don't put these things in place, and they didn't cut very well, lady just got pregnant and they got married, and now he doesn't have peace, and it feels like there is no peace in the home.
Like you're talking about
but hold that thought, our viewers. We're going to go on another quick break, and when we return, we'll continue with the discussion. Stay with us, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, present the maiden edition of the Nigerian Week in the capital of the world, London. A wonderful blend of entertainment, business and networking, displaying a wide range of art, national cash crops, financial product and services, and real estate for huge extra opportunity in diaspora. Look no further. The 36 states of the Federation, the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Trade and Investment, the Nigerian Film Corporation, and host of others will be in attendance. Date 15 15th to 21st of May 2023. Venue, Lighthouse, Camberwell, Southeast London. For details, log on www.superiorradiotelevision.com/Nigerian Week or call +447 549 513 619 or +234 814 358 2856. The Nigerian Week, celebrating the best of Nigeria from the rest.
That quick break. This is romance and relationship, and today's topic is relationship goals. The question of the day: what goals are you setting in that relationship? You were saying something like
the break. Just before the break, sorry, I think I was talking about how you court. Courtship. You're talking about courtship.
Yes, that my friend said he wants out of that relationship because the woman, I think the woman has anger issues. So any little thing she yells at the man, any little thing she's shouting, and then the man just felt like, okay, I grew up in this kind of environment, and I don't think I want to do this for the rest of my life. I have to work at whether now or later. I think I'll still, so let me just do it now, regardless of what people are saying or what people are talking about. And these are some of the issues. So the ability for you to practice calm relationship, it's very paramount, is key in every relationship. And
when we're talking, you talk about courtship. Now, when you are in a relationship, you understand each other to a particular point.
I think people just get carried away.
Just get carried away with the fancy. When you're courting a lady, it's key to know the basic things that you can take. She should. And
don't forget us. I'm a woman, but I can't help but be truthful. The ladies pretend a lot.
Oh, that's still another issue.
We pretend a lot. Now, let me tell you. Ladies can pretend for a long time.
For a year, you've got it.
They can pretend.
2 years, at least you'd get the red flag. You know that, okay, this one is pretending when it comes to this aspect. Because marriage is a long life stuff.
Yes, so I think that you should be able to practice that. And then we'll have another one here, though we talked about it earlier, to fight the problem and not each other. Learn to identify what that problem is, that misunderstanding, and don't even come and tear yourselves apart.
Talking about that, I think there's this policy I normally adopt, and I think the viewers would love to adopt it too in the course of their relationship. Now, when you like someone, they should have 3 bases for liking the person. You could like the person as someone created by God, as a human being.
Wow,
you like
that's
the
lovely.
person as your sister or your blood relation, then you now bring love in. Now, when the person annoys you from the love part, like as a relationship partner, you could get angry, but you cannot transcend the sisterhood, and you cannot transcend the creation of God. So there are 3 bases where no matter how the person gets you angry or does something wrong to you, you transcend one, which is the normal relationship. You're angry, yes. But you get but she could be my sister, Oh, she's a child of God, created by God. No, those 3 bases, they shape how you find yourself in a relationship with someone, because no matter what happens, you can't transcend the 3 of them.
That is
when you transcend the 3 of them, it means you are not human. Because the human would love the creature that God made, the human would love the sister or a brother, and the human would
That
love,
is quite interesting.
I think that's the basis that people should adopt. The viewers could adopt that in your relationship with each other. And
I think I will adopt that as well. Okay. It's quite interesting. And then we'll talk about to be totally open and honest. If you want to build a healthy relationship with your partner, you have to have a great communication. You should also aim to share your honest thought, feelings without guilt, shame, or fear, and be honest in that relationship. A lot of people tend to, like I said earlier, a lot of people, they are not honest when it comes to relationship.
When you talk about honesty, the people have this notion that what you don't know will not kill you or stuff like that. But
and that is why a lot of men also will say, I really don't want to know about her past. Exactly. I don't think I have the heart to, and all that.
So they are from 2 perspectives. Sometimes you want to know somebody, you have to know all about the person. And sometimes there are informations that happen or things that happen, and you feel like, if I open up and tell this person that this happened at work, the person might have this notion about me, or what he or she feels about me will be dented. But it's, if you love someone and you want to be with someone, you are supposed to accept everything about the person.
All the baggages they come with.
Exactly, you accept it. And then again, that brings me to the issue of phones. In our modern world, phones. So many relationships have been scattered just because of phones. because it connotes the honesty thing we're talking about. If I trust you enough to be in a relationship with you, then you should trust me enough to let me have access to your phones, although it's not acceptable or not too cool to all.
I don't think the men will like this one.
Don't like it.
I don't think the men will like this one because they tend to hide a lot of things. Now that brings me to my own. Let me say the way it is now. If I'm in a relationship and I don't have access to your phone, I'll walk.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not. I don't think I want that kind of relationship. I'm not. Yes, I don't want that. I don't want that kind of. You have so many passwords. I'm not able to access your phone at any time. Yes, so I don't think I would do. You find me in that kind of relationship. It has never been my style. It has never been my thing, and I am not interested either.
And to even make it worse, people are already in a marriage. They already won.
And they still have passwords, they still have this and all that.
So how do you live together when there's so many things to hide in a marriage? Not to talk of a relationship. Sometimes you could say, okay, maybe you are just getting to know each other. You don't have long-term goals and all that. So you try to keep things to yourself, pending when you understudy yourselves. But then in marriages, people have a lot of things to hide. But I think all bends down to trust. If I trust you enough to be with you, I should trust you enough to let you know certain things about me.
I think it boils down also to the fact that we live in a society where cheating is the order of the day.
It's becoming a norm.
It's becoming a norm in the society. People cheat and they just feel like it's nothing after every married man. That is why people say you cannot see a faithful married man. After a married people, guys cheat is their thing and all that. So people are becoming, and people are so comfortable, they don't want to, women are becoming so comfortable with it.
I'm going to raise that issue. Now, I've heard instances where a woman will say, what will you do? You cannot change. Or, you find yourself in a relationship as a woman and a man is cheating. Or will cheat, as society has given him that privilege to. Then you, as a woman, the least you could do is to feel bad and not accept it. But by the time you accept that, a man will cheat. I've seen where a woman will call a friend and advise him that, don't put your mind on he will cheat. A man does something wrong and the woman goes to meet the parents and my husband is cheating or he's going about women and they say, my daughter, make sure you go to your home. But if a woman does that, even as little as say hi to a man.
And that is why and that is why I don't like men that cheat. Because I used to tell people, I'm sorry about this viewers, but I used to tell people, if you know that you are good at cheating is your game, that why are you angry when somebody does the same thing? Good for the goose, yes. I don't know, because this is a man's world, they tend to say that a woman cheating is an abominable act.
Yeah,
and then they see it as an abominable act. Where it comes from, that is the perception people have. Yeah. And then they tell you woman cannot cheat, you're supposed to have one man, and then the man is entitled to as many women as he wants to get.
Again, that's where the man's world thing comes. There are certain cases that they use to justify the actions of men. Men are getting it light. Sorry to say to all my men viewers out there, I'm not letting the brothers down, but it's just the truth. Men are quick to be given or let off the hook. You say it's a man's world. A man can do whatever he wants. But there are certain things that men should try to give that leverage to a woman to. Give her her due. Give her her respect. Because the world knows you're a man already. So just commit and say things the way they should be said. Show love the way it should be shown. And don't hold on to that hanger that it's a man's world and do all kind of rubbish in disrespect.
I don't think I can be in that kind of relationship because I used to threaten my partners. Not even a threat that if you cheat on me and I get to find out, that will be the end. I walk away or I either cheat on you. And then so I just want you to feel that
the pain.
But because I wouldn't do that, I just tend to walk away. So it's another option for me is to walk away. But I feel like you cannot say, love is something that I feel that word love, people still don't understand what love means. They tell you, in our society, the word have been used and abused so much. So people come and tell you, oh, I'm in love with you, I can do this for you, you are the sugar in my tea and all that. And the next thing they are doing something else with another woman or another man. And that is things that those are the things I cannot take when we talk about trust or honesty in relationships. So if you want that relationship to be healthy, viewers, you need to adopt these measures. Tend to be open. You don't have anything to hide.
Respect.
These are some of the issues that actually, if you see this phone thing we talked about has been the major problem of major causes of divorce we've been seeing in the society. There's one that is trending now, the Malin boss. It's to somebody that we all know, Instagram queen and all that, how he's not, that they got to find out from the screenshot what he was chatting with the best friend's husband. Now, these are some of the issues.
Technology has helped us a lot, but it has also caused a lot of issues. Now, we are so quick to let our personal lives, our relationships, we give a lot of our relationship to the phone or to the social media. Now, people have pictures, nudes, all this kind of stuff on phones. People interact with people. It's easy. It's a global village. You could just sit in your room and talk to
everybody in any part of the world.
And now there's something men do. The brother code, I'm still letting it off again. Men are always randomly chatting. You are randomly involving yourself in talks.
And that is
not lead to anything.
That is what one of the
issues.
Yes, home. I don't know why you're already in a serious. They will not tag it themselves. I'm in a serious relationship with you, and then the next thing they're everywhere flirting with anybody they see.
That's
what is the problem then?
That's disrespect. Like we're saying, it comes from different perspective. Now, if I'm in a relationship with you and you are my goal for that point, why am I talking with every other lady who comes around via chat or social media and all that? And those kind of chats eventually lead to practical contact.
There's a saying in my place that is from clapping that you will enter dance.
Dancing, yes.
That is it.
Now, when a lady stumbles on this chat now, we are quick to say, I was only chatting. I've not seen, but that's still.
I won't even take that excuse. I know myself.
So it's you have to respect your woman. You have to avoid certain things that will lead your relationship into jeopardy. And we know these things, but I don't know why.
Anyways, we take the last tips for the day, and that is invest in that relationship. Now, if you're setting your relationship goals, don't forget to add that part that you need to invest. We're not talking about money, because the first thing people will think of is money. Yes, we're talking about time. We're talking about the energy. We're talking about, sometimes when you're in a relationship and you tend to be too busy, you don't want to go, I'm busy, not today, tomorrow I'm busy. These are some of the problems that you can encounter when it comes to relationships. So tend to invest your time, tend to invest,
energy. You're talking about investment. I think I said something before that being in a relationship involves continually giving in all effort. It's
and monetary, let's not lie. Sometimes you just take that woman out. Sometimes just get your man a gift. Yes. Sometimes just spice up the relationship.
Yes, spice it up and give it time. Sometimes women, just like we talked about love language, and some women just want you to be there for them. Anytime I call you, I pour out my heart to you. This happened, you are there. But if I call you and sorry, I come in, I go to your voicemail, you call and it goes to voicemail, because the woman becomes, I want to pour out, I want to vent. There are times you get to work and you feel so infuriated by something that happened, you just want to vent. Then you are quick to call that person who you are comfortable with. The person is not there for you. Something happens, you want to talk, the person is not there. That's still like investment. Like you are not showing her time, you're not giving her attention, and
that is what I said earlier also on the show, that the same energy you put in the first time, do the same work, not every day, but tend to make it work. Yeah. Sometimes you just say, okay, this weekend we do weekend getaway, you just go out on a vacation, you just go out and have a dinner day, sometimes go out and dance.
You take every day of your relationship as a first date.
That is a very key word.
Every day of a relationship.
I think that should be the pattern word for today. The take home for today.
Because when you see a lady, she's all beautiful, and for the men, you see a lady, so you want to get to know her. You put in every effort. The first date is always exciting. You put all
exciting.
So why not take every day as a first date? Or at least make the attempt to make every day a first date. That way you're putting in some kind of effort.
Yes, viewers, we've been on the show, Romance and Relationship, and of course today's topic is relationship goals. We've been talking about some of the tips when you are trying to set your goals in relationship. We talked about practice calm communication, fight the problem and not each other. We talked about to be totally open and honest in a relationship, and of course to make up after a fight, the energy to come back quickly after that fight. We talked about to practice and enjoy your own life without being jealous of each other. We also talked about to improve your sex life, which is a very paramount one of the key when we talk about relationship. And also we talked about to grow and to build that relationship together. We also talked about to value and respect your partner in that relationship. We talked about invest in that relationship. We've said quite a lot today when it comes to relationship goals, and we do hope that sincerely these tips are going to help you in that relationship. We don't know the goals that you were setting in that relationship, but try and apply some of these tips and let's see how that goes. We know that it will help in that relationship. And let's not forget also that meeting these relationship goals will not come easy or quickly. Sometimes they tend to be difficult because nothing good comes easy. It's no secret that relationship takes time to work sometimes. If you want your relationship to really thrive, it's going to take even more time and energy to make that happen. You and your partner must actively strive to make changes that can better the relationship so you can remain satisfied in your partnership and grow closer each day. This would be a very good place to wrap up the show today. Thank you so much, Shima. You've done justice to this.
It's like my prayer, like everybody gets to love the ones and the relationship they hope and pray for.
Yes, we hope that relationship will work for good. And sometimes too, people tend to be, you have to be patient in that relationship. You have to jump into conclusion as well. That will help you. We don't know, like I said, we don't know the goals you were setting, but do well to make sure you put some of these tips in that agenda of yours and see how that goes. Like what you said earlier, people should strive to make each day of their relationship like the first date. That should be your take home today. We do hope to see you thriving and doing well in that relationship. And we'll come your way again next week with another interesting topic. But before we go, don't forget our Nigerian Week London that is fast approaching. You know how it is. The time is already ticking. So it's just barely days from today. You don't want to be left out. We're talking about the film, the music, the food, the colors, Nigerians, the people who are turning up in London. It's going to be fun. And also remember to get your stand and your tickets, and don't forget the business opportunities as well. And just before we go, we know it's weekend. A lot of people are having fun while you are out there. Drivers, drive carefully, please. Obey the traffic laws. And also, as you're out there, take care of yourself. Be at alert. If you don't have anything you're doing outside late night, please be in your home early to avoid issues here and there. Thank you so much for being part of the show. My name is Princess KESSY.
I'm Shima IKYAATOR.
See you next week.
RTV London, in partnership with NTA TV Enterprise, present the maiden edition of the Nigerian Week in the capital of the world, London. A wonderful blend of entertainment, business and networking, displaying a wide range of art, national cash crops, financial products and services, and real estate for huge extra opportunities.